Fruitties. The Fruitties is what I like to call the best worst show ever, because it's bad. Oh, but it's not your typical bad. No, this show takes bad to a level that is so over the top and outrageous that it's hilarious. We're talking incoherent storylines, one-dimensional characters, low-budget animation that's constantly recycled, poor English translations, among many other questionable things, and I love it. If you've never heard of this show, that's probably because the Fruitties was never aired in North America. It originated in Spain, where it enjoyed a wealth of popularity and is still beloved to this day. Eventually, it was picked up by networks in other countries, including Cartoon Network UK, which aired an English-dubbed version. And that's what I'll be looking at. The first 3 episodes of the show set up the basic premise. A community of talking fruits live in an extinct volcano, constantly pursued by vegetarians who either try to eat them or just want to wreak havoc. The 3 main Fruitties, Rolly, Thorny, and Pack, go on all sorts of fantastic adventures in their hot air balloon, along with their friend Kumba, a human girl who got separated from her parents and goes looking for them on a semi-regular basis. Haven't lost you yet? Alright, let's take a look at episode 1, The Fruitties Volcano. A narrator who sounds bored out of her mind introduces us to the Fruitties village, and we're treated to a minute-long montage of clips with the characters going about their daily routine. Part of this includes a group of kids rolling a showering watermelon into a pool, where she's suddenly pricked by Thistle, the village's resident prankster. People get hurt a lot in this show. Anyway, the Fruitties' fun is interrupted when the volcano starts rumbling. The town officials have a meeting, and Turnip concludes that the volcano will erupt in about a month, wiping out the entire forest. Mayor Strawberry proposes moving to another forest, and Turnip pulls out a map that shows the ideal place to live. Unfortunately, there's a catch. Vegetarians are lurking everywhere, so the town officials have a great race to determine the perfect Fruitties to explore the area and make sure the volcano is safe. It is then that we are introduced to 2 of the main characters, Rolly and Pack. Rolly annoys Pack with his incessant clapping, so they stop right in the middle of the race to talk about it. There they meet Thorny, the 3rd main character.
We are going to be the winners.
Yeah, not if you stick around introducing yourselves. Anyway, Thorny joins the group, only for them to be split up because Rolly does not want to follow Pack's compass. Pack warns Rolly and Thorny that they'll fall into a river. They do. Pack catches up with them, and Rolly plays with Pack's stem for some reason. The trio brave the rapids and go straight over a waterfall, plummeting to their deaths. Just kidding. A rock catches Rolly and Pack, and Thorny somehow winds up in a cave that's conveniently hidden behind the waterfall. They walk through the cave a bit, get trampled by some of the other racers, and Rolly seizes the opportunity to challenge the accuracy of Pack's map again. But that's all fine and good because they won the race. Somehow. Without crossing the finish line. The 3 chosen Fruitties begin their expedition. Rolly annoys Pack with his clapping again and claims he's keeping time with the beat. Thorny, who doesn't know how to clap, misunderstands Rolly's directions and hits Rolly's hand instead.
Other hand?
You're joking! Look what you done to this one!
Rolly continues clapping with the hand that Thorny just impaled and scoffs off Turnip's legends of wild animals outside the volcano. And right on cue, the brave explorers run afoul of 2 giant snakes, an elephant, a caterpillar, a pack of wolves who don't eat fruit, and a snail.
Get him off me! Get him off me!
But the biggest surprise of all comes when Thorny encounters Kumba, a little girl who's fighting off a pack of hungry tigers. Thorny and Pack fend off the tigers by using their 2 greatest weapons, prickles and blunt force. Rolly falls from the tree where he's hiding and inadvertently sends the remaining tiger crashing headfirst into a rock, knocking the poor thing out. Kumba mistakenly assumes that her rescuers are wearing fruit disguises and is completely unfazed when she finds out that they are, in fact, 100% fruit. After the cast introduce themselves and Rolly brags about his great accomplishments, Kumba agrees to tag along and use her great knowledge of the forest to help the Fruitties find their new home. The narrator introduces a montage of clips from future episodes that goes on for an ambitious 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And that wraps up the episode. On the whole, the Fruitties is a very unique show. It reaches levels of stupidity that are so unfathomably absurd, and yet there's a prevailing innocence to the series that makes it absolutely hysterical. It's for that reason that I won't be ranking these episodes on a good or bad scale, because there are no good episodes. The show's bad, but it's enjoyably bad, and so that's how I'll rank it. So for this episode, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. The Fruitties Volcano mostly focuses on introducing you to the main characters, less so Kumba, and setting up the show's overall vibe. Its attention to the narrative is all over the place and, at times, completely absent. The moments of padding are hilarious, as are some of the vocal delivery. Probably one of the most questionable things here is that there's no resolution or sense of finality. I mean, sure, this episode has an unofficial cliffhanger, but there's no story point to entice us to keep on watching. Just the main cast walking together and a long montage of unrelated clips that blindly assume we want more of the same. Then again, where else will you find an egocentric pineapple or a seal gleefully sledding on a banana's face? Only in the Fruit.